Hey guys, so this was one basically just talking about guard pulling and if I think it's killing jiu-jitsu as the growth of the sport and limiting the amount of people that can go from jiu-jitsu to MMA, vice versa, and the appeal of the sport to people who've never done it before. So basically, it's quite something you hear quite a lot. People saying, all the time, "Oh, guard pulling's gay. Guard pulling's for pussies. Pulling guard isn't real. Wrestlers would smash it. Judo guys would smash it." And it's something I thought I've heard a lot, and I'm not sick of hearing it. I just think it's quite a stupid point to make, because that's like saying, "Oh, full guard is stupid because I could punch you in the face." I think you're applying logic of like a street fight to jiu-jitsu when jiu-jitsu is not a street fight. And basically this is what I think. So I put a poll on, and the results of the poll were heavily in the favour of guard pulling is not killing jiu-jitsu, which I agree with, as I've just said. So essentially, it's something you hear quite a lot, and I think the reason is people, because I think people are insecure about sort of posting highlights of playing guard, because it's not, MMA, it's not like Khabib. And I think that the people that bring up the whole street fight thing are the people that will probably get absolutely smashed in the face by a half-decent blue belt in the street. So jiu-jitsu is based around passing and playing of the guard, right? So you have many different guards, obviously. If anyone doesn't know here what pulling guard is, I'll put a clip up in a second. It's basically when you at the start of a match or sparring round, you just sit down.
Leg attack there by Jesby, but Jordan was quite wise to it. Oh, nice snap down there.
I think honestly that with the amount of exposure jiu-jitsu is getting lately, and the amount of people that are playing guard as a main thing, you have your leg locks, wrestling up, stuff like that. I think the argument of pulling guard isn't good for the growth of jiu-jitsu is completely null, and it's a moot point, because jiu-jitsu has never been more popular as it is now, and the top competitors are all guard players. So I don't really see that argument as a valid argument at all, so I'm not going to address it very much. However, what I will address is the argument that a match revolving around the guard is boring. And I'd say when you look at matches when there are two people that are trying to wrestle and they can't, it's even more boring, because they're just stood there clubbing on collar ties for ages, they're not getting anywhere, and it's just shit to watch, right? And I think for an outsider looking in, all of it's boring to watch, to be honest with you, unless it's a massive throw or a takedown. They're not going to be interested in watching you clubbing on a collar tie for 10 minutes. Now, I get, in the gi, I'll give you that. A lot of the times it is pretty boring. You just start watching someone in like a deep lasso guard, nothing's much really happening. But I think that's more of a gi problem than a guard problem. Because when you watch a lot of no gi, a lot of the people that are playing half guard, they're playing closed guard. Well, closed guard's a bit more gi, but they're still playing it, and it's very exciting still. I think that's more of a gi problem than a no gi problem. Of the whole, it's really boring to watch. I don't think it's any more boring to watch than people clubbing on collar ties. Now, if you're really good at wrestling or judo, that's another story, right? That's completely another story. But the majority of people that complain about guard pulling aren't. They just can't pass guard, and that's why they complain. And I'm not digging at anyone. This is just what I've noticed. And I think, for me personally, I think winning a match is more important than having an exciting match. In that, I'm not willing to go and let someone throw me on my head so that it gets a few clicks. I'd rather just sit, and honestly, I'd rather have a boring match and close guard and win by an advantage. That's just the way I see it. Please let me know what you think in the comments. It's just a quick one today, guys. But yeah, thanks for tuning in.